it's actually funny that you mentioned like the ways that you would judge, and you said that you would look at it multiple times. When you were looking at it multiple times, were you looking at it multiple times for like each category, or is it like, okay, cool, I'm judging as a whole what I see through these multiple viewings?
You mean like oh, so like for each team? Yeah, I would judge them like per each category. And I would uh so like for example, the first it was Zeta Phi Beta, correct? The first
Hmm.
one for that one. I love their entrance, right? And at first I was just like, I don't know if I was feeling the entrance because it's not like a traditional stage. You have to like play a role when you're filming a video or editing a video. So I had to put my mind into that mindset. Um, but yeah, no, with that video in particular, like I was very like expecting more of Zeta Phi Beta, and the music wasn't really my favorite. But then I had to think about the context, like where they are. They're in Vegas. What like what's their culture like? So I would like break it down most. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was breaking down by video, not as a whole. Um, but yeah, usually that's what I prefer to do because I know that when you're doing rounds in the competition, a lot of the time people keep the best for last, which I think should be the total opposite, right? Give judges a little bit of everything in each round, and if you get to the last round, you got to kill it, obviously. But no, the judging process for me it was not clumping all of their work together, seeing what they were giving in each round. Um, I, what's the organization? The Theta Phi Gamma. They surprised me. I was just like, wow, I really like their moves. Definitely, I feel like they were a lot of controlled moves, and I wanted to see more like energy, but I think they did really well. But for the most part, judging, I like to give people like the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, maybe the next round they'll do a little bit better.
Hmm.
But yeah.
So you mentioned Theta Phi Gamma being one of the teams that impressed you the most. Is there any other team in particular that really caught your eye throughout the competition?
Oh yeah, Zeta Phi Beta for sure. So like I said in the first video, I wasn't really a fan of because of just like the how slow it was, and but like I grew to like the intro. The last video that they put out, I think that it was very well edited. They incorporated not only like who they are as like an organization, but also as a duo. They really like worked with each other, and I saw a lot of connection. I think that's very important too, right? Because if you're in a team or if you're like strolling with someone and you don't look cohesive, or you don't look like you're enjoying what you're doing, then the stroll or the routine is going to be flat. Um, and like that goes the same for Theta Phi Gamma.
Hmm.
Okay, I keep forgetting them. I'm sorry. But I think that goes the same with those two strollers. They were just like, they looked like they were enjoying what they were doing, which is what you want to see. You want to see when you're competing or when you're judging. You need to enjoy what you're doing, or else your face is going to look flat. Um, it's not going to be enjoyable. And you don't have that same effect from like being in person where the audience can hype you up. You got to hype yourself up. So being able to see that through a video was like just icing on the cake, right? When you go through Instagram, you want to be hyped up. If I'm like bopping behind the screen, then you did a really good job.
Going on that, really on that. So we're talking about, everybody's performances and things that matter. I know this might be asking quite a bit,
Mm.
but through all the rounds that have happened, what risk do you feel like an org took that paid off the most? I.e., when I say a risk, I mean they went off the beaten path a little bit farther than anybody else did, but it ended up doing them numbers. It ended up doing them well. It ended up making that score just a little bit bigger because they took that beat or that off beaten path.
Hmm. I'm trying to remember the videos, honestly. And there were only four of the teams, correct? There was like five. Please help me. Please help me jog my memory.
ADO, Alpha Delta Omega, Psi, Theta Phi Gamma, Phi Sigma Chi, Lambda Alpha Upsilon, Zeta Phi Beta.
Hmm. And risk. Um, well, I'm trying to like think of something like positive because when I say risk, I feel like I think about like a con rather than a pro of the risk. So I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
Okay, so let's pivot the questions. What? So when I say the risk, right?
Mm,
Say it might have not worked as well, but
um,
instead it ended up doing well. So i.e.
mm,
Alpha Delta Omega doing, strong in the first round in like pajamas and doing it to Dragon Tail. Or
um,
say the second round where they were doing this like the slow sexy stroll, everybody else was going, you know,
yeah,
super duper fast. Like things of that matter. That kind of, choice.
gotcha. And that played to their favor. So I think Phi Sigma Chi, um, the guy with the red hair and black hair,
Mhm.
he is very like energized. And I think that I don't know if that his line brother, or just like his brother that was on the team with him, them doing it in a train station and also doing that like that random song. I did not expect that. I think it was like the last round. It was
Mm-hmm.
so random. Yes, I was like, I would never have chose that song to begin with at all, and I still won't. But they made it work, and I was just like, okay, I'm not a fan of the song, but I could respect it, and it makes sense, right? Because they utilize something that people don't think that you would stroll to that. Like when I think about strolling, I think about like some like a hard ass song. It's like hip hop or dembow or reggaeton or Jersey Club, and they did like a very pop. That's Taylor Swift, right? Yeah, no, I would have never done that, but it played to their favor because they killed it. Um, yeah, no, and I think with their energy, they really really made it come to life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, on the latter, you mentioned ADO, right? I think they did take a like. I love heels, but I would never stroll in heels because I know personally I will bust my ass in like a millisecond trying to pump, and I know how fast that I can go. So I definitely think that a stroll that slow and with heels, you need to be very well balanced and think about like, is this going to be impactful? So taking that risk to do a sexy stroll for a competition, thinking about like who you're going against it can be very risky and it may not have played to their favor.
Mm.
But yeah.
By the way, I appreciate you going, on both sides of the situation as well. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.